In today's video, traders, I'm going to be talking about trend trading and how you can trade with the trend more effectively. Some tips, some tricks, and some things to look out for. Let's go ahead and jump into the video right now. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the channel. My name is Nick. I make all sorts of Forex related content here on YouTube. I do ask that if my channel is helpful to you and you are enjoying the content that I put out here, make sure you subscribe down below so that you can come back and get more Forex education in the future. Let's talk about GBPUSD. Now, GBPUSD, I'm looking at the daily chart, and we're talking about trend trading today. We're talking about trading with the overall market direction and some ways that you can do that more effectively. Okay, so let's back it up just real quick and let's zoom out on this particular chart. In fact, I just pulled up the weekly chart and look at this downtrend that we do currently see on GBPUSD. And in fact, this is actually on GBP pairs in general. We've seen some very bearish momentum to the downside. And that's really the word I want to talk to you guys about today, which is momentum, right? Trend trading is built on the concept of momentum. Momentum basically says that if something starts moving in a particular direction, right, it has a good chance of continuing in that same direction. Now, if you look at something like the Dow Jones Industrial Average, or you look at something like the pound in this case, right, these long-term fundamental trends can really go for quite some time, right? If you look at the Dow Jones Industrial over time, it's just gone like this, right? It's had minor dips, but overall it's pushed to the upside. And this is what we're talking about when we talk about long-term momentum, okay? And the same thing can happen on the downside. You can see on GBPUSD, this is a weekly chart, and we've had a serious downtrend on this particular market with a lot of downwards momentum. And as trend traders, what we're trying to do essentially is we're trying to capture a piece of that momentum. And one thing that trend traders, or at least the really good ones, accept is a couple of things that not everybody wants to talk about. I'm going to tell you the realities of what it means to trade the trend and to stick with the market direction. The reality of trend trading is that it doesn't always work out. Everything doesn't always work out. But what do I mean by this? Well, trend traders can have a low success rate with big winners. Okay, let me write that out. So they have big wins. So when we're talking about trading the trend, generally a good trend trader will ride some of the biggest market movements. They can really capture a move like this one, right? If you had caught this, this would have been record breaking or changing to your account and to your finances for good, right? That would be a fantastic trade. But as a trend trader, you have to deal with some of the times where the market is not so decisive. You can see, like, for example, when prices went up and then right back down, right? That's a less decisive move. And the reality about trend trading is those monster trends, those really big winners, do not come every single day. They're not always available to you. And the other reality about a trend trader is that although they're going for those big wins, and that's great, the drawdown of the negative side is that they have a low winning percentage. In fact, it's very common for trend traders, or successful ones even, to win less than 50% of the time, right? Even so much as 40% of the time, and they could still be profitable. And I have even seen people who have 30% win rates. 30% of the time, they're correct about the market's move, and they still come out profitable. How would they do that with such a low percentage, such as 40% or 30%, right? If you can only call the market that well, how could you possibly make enough money? Well, again, it goes back to this concept here, which is those wins, right? Those big winners. And what we mean when we say big wins is the essential saying when we're talking about trend trading, guys, is let your winners run, right? Let winners run. That is really the idea. If you're a trend trader, that is really the idea behind being a successful trend trader. We're looking to let those long-term momentum pushes run and really soak up as much of that move as we possibly can. But with that, and with everything in trading, there is a pullback or a drawback or a drawdown, if you want to use trading terms, right? And that is that we're not going to win very often. Right? As a successful trend trader, we're going to have to win less often. Well, how can we do this? How can we go about actually entering into a trend like this? Let's pull up the daily chart again, and let's start entering in some moving averages. Now, if you know me, if you've watched my channel for a little bit, you know that I like the 200-day moving average quite a bit. I think it's a pretty good indicator for the longer term kind of momentum of the market. You can see in this case, when price moved above the 200-day, we did see extended push to the upside. And when we changed directions, you can see we got a nice push to the downside, right? So generally the 200-day moving average to me is a pretty good indication of long-term bullishness or bearishness. You can see all of this, a nice, beautiful sell trend on this particular pair, GBPUSD, off of that 200-day. And then again, that beautiful push to the upside. And so purely, keeping it very simple, some of the simplest rules for a trend trader might be that you look at the 200-day or the 200 period or whatever chart, moving average that you like, and you say that, hey, I'm trying to trade momentum, right? Whatever direction the market is going, I want to be involved in that market in that same direction. So when price closes above that 200 moving average, maybe a simple trend filter for you might be that you take a look at that 200-day moving average and you say, hey, if price is above the 200-day moving average, I'm only looking to get long, right? So long on this particular market would have been great above that 200 period SMA. Now you can use exponential moving averages, you can use a 100 period moving average. It's up to you to test your theories and see what works best for you. But generally, what a trend follower is going to do is actually going to be buying a market that's already moved to the upside to continue that market, continue the direction of that market, right? Same thing on the sell side, guys. If we back up just a little bit, you can see that our filter may have been on this particular move that you only look for sell opportunities underneath this 200 period simple moving average. That's just one filter that a trend follower might consider when trading. Another thing that people will play around with is simple crossovers, right? So let's put the 50, and this is one of the most famous kind of crossover strategies. This is called the death cross or the golden cross. When the price moves above, right? When the blue moves above the red, this is the 50 moving above the 200. This is considered the golden cross. And you can see it did in fact lead to a nice little bullish move. So when this moves above, the idea is that you look for long opportunities, and that when this moves below, you look for short opportunities. So if you're a trend trader, this might not be, the only thing you look at, but it might be a consideration of yours when trading the trend. So now that we have just the general concept of momentum and market direction identified and kind of defined, how are some other ways that we can trade the trend? Well, there's multiple ways to actually trade in confluence with the overall trend. My personal favorite way is to trade pullbacks, right? So when we're looking at a market like this, when we're seeing a market that's making a movement to the upside, after these impulsive moves, a lot of times you're seeing that there are pullbacks in, kind of in sequence to this overall market movement, right? So looking for pullbacks, something like this, areas like this, pulling back to major structure points, that's a great way to join in on a particular trend while it's underway, right? So using pullbacks, that's one simple way. And just to give it another look, you can see one popular way that I like to look for pullbacks is that if price breaks through a major level of resistance, such as this one, right? Here in our theoretical example, if price is being rejected here and price breaks through that zone and starts to pull back, this might be a beautiful little pullback zone to look to get long. Why? Well, remember, we're still following the trend. Let's say our moving average is coming across the screen like this, right? We're still trading in the direction of the overall market direction move, right, to the upside. However, we're waiting for a discounted entry. This price here is a discounted entry, right? Because price is trading up here, it pulls back and gives us a better entry opportunity, a discount, if you will. You can get involved long there and ride that momentum of the long side. Now, is it going to work every single time? Of course not. There is no such thing in trading as an easy answer or an easy entry that's just going to make you, wealthy, because everything has a downside. As a trend trader, remember we mentioned, sometimes you're going to have to sacrifice those high win rate strategies in order to capture some of those bigger market moves. So with that said, when we're talking about a move like this, maybe you combine a couple different factors. Maybe you combine the momentum of the 200-day moving average pointing to the upside, and you look for pullbacks, something like this. And you combine a couple different factors and you start to piece these things together for ways to ride the trend in its particular direction, right? Another way, let's talk about another way that you could enter a trend. And this is just another theoretical thing that you could test out for yourself and see if you like, right? Is breakouts, okay? Let's say that we see a particular area of kind of resistance in a market, right? We'll highlight this as our level of resistance. Well, if price shows a strong sequence of buying just all of a sudden, right? An aggressive trend trader might look to just outright buy into this market move. Now you may say, Nick, that's buying high, right? Don't we want to buy low? Well, there are such strategies out there, and trend following is one of them, where you're looking to buy high and sell higher. I don't know why I put L there. Sell higher, right? So we're looking to buy high in this case. And we're looking to sell higher than that, right? Maybe we look to take out a position at some point in the future, right? This is more of an aggressive style of trend trading, but again, it's looking to capture the momentum of the market, right? We clearly defined earlier that the idea of a trend trader is to follow the momentum of the particular market we're in, right? Well, this aggressive style is not for everybody, but it is still a way to potentially capture some of that momentum. Just another way for you to enter a potential trend. Now, there's all sorts of different ways that you can trend trade. Those are just two simple examples today. But real quick, let me show you this. You can see if we identify right here, going along with what we just said about that momentum break, here's an example right there on the chart in front of us. Right? If you had outright bought this market and rode some of that momentum, you could see the momentum continued. It had some sort of a pullback and then it continued once more, right? So as a trend trader, this is really what we're looking for, guys. We're looking for opportunities to ride these big market moves. Now, again, this is a daily chart. So if you can catch some of these big moves and you're willing to stomach some of the losses, right? Because it's not always going to be the case that, it's going to work out perfect, right? If you were trading pullbacks, this would have been a loser, right? And if you were trading pullbacks in this sell market, it might have started out nicely here, right? Opportunities to pull back in this market. But overall, you can see if we zoom forward, well, in this case, it would actually worked out great. But you can see, for example, in this case, if you were looking to pull back trade, there were some fake outs, right? You might have tried to sell this market and price moved against you, right? So not every trade is going to be a winner. That's kind of the point with trend trading, is that you don't always win, but when you do win, you're looking to capture moves like this. With the right rules that you can play around with within your own strategies and kind of time testing, you can capture moves like this with relatively low risk per trade, looking to capture the big market movements that we sometimes see in the currency market. Now, these things don't happen every single day, so it's a rare occurrence, but capturing them can really grow accounts, especially if you try out things like adding to a winner. For example, if you wanted to add to a winner, and we go back to our bullish trend example, maybe you trade multiple breakouts and add to them when they work out, right? So if we have this level here as a resistance point, we buy the breakout here. And let's say the market continues, we buy that same breakout we mentioned before, and you start to add to winning positions. There are ways that you can play around with that in confluence with your trend trading to build opportunities in that way. Guys, I hope this was helpful to you on trend trading. This is a topic that I get asked about quite a bit, and I wanted to make a video kind of dedicated to this topic. So if it was helpful to you, make sure you give this video a thumbs up down below, and we will see you next time.